Welcome to another episode of Limpopo Podcast. You already know your boy, Omee Otis, Don Malapisani, right here on the biggest platform. It's been a while that I brought, my youngins in the game, people who are making the ching ching. Today I've got a young brother here with me, somebody that I've also been looking forward to sit down with and actually have a discussion about something that is not so popular in Zanzibar, but he's making it popular. There's 100 ways of making money. So with us today, we have Lincoln. Give it up for the man.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
My brother, how's it?
Yeah, I'm good, but I'm good. How are you?
I'm flexing.
Yeah.
Tell me, what's with the yellow color? You seem to love. I see the color. I mean, the car is yellow.
The yellow, yeah.
The phone pouch is yellow. What's going on with the yellow?
Yeah, so yellow is just a form of I'm a guy who just likes being positive. So it was my favorite color since I was a small child. So basically, my dream was to have most of my possessions yellow. So when I first got this car and I knew that you could rap, I didn't even know you could rap. I just thought you should buy a yellow car. So when I saw that you could rap, I was like, you know what, first color is yellow. So yellow is just a color that I'm putting around now just to remind myself that, you know what, you believed it, now it's happening.
Yeah. All right. Are you at what's this? Travis Scott, and are you a rap fan? You love rap music?
Yeah, I would say I'm everything. I'm just I feel I'm very, very different. I call myself an outlet at sometimes because I do not try to fit in. Instead of I try to be on my own, do my own stuff. So I wouldn't say I'm necessarily a rapper. It's just that
not a rapper, but a fan of
rap. A fan of rap.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'd shock you. I'd play you 247 on my piano or something while rocking this hairstyle or something like that.
Yeah.
So I'm just a guy who likes different things, exploring different options. But in terms of hairstyles and whatever in my outfits, what inspires me, if I see it and I like it, I want to try it out. So I'm that type of guy who just tries things out and sees what happens.
Yeah.
Many
of our audience, or let me say subscribers, may not particularly know who you are. Obviously, they are some of those who actually know who you are. But for those who do not know, who is Lincoln? How would you describe yourself?
All right, so Lincoln is actually my real name for those wondering out there, because some people don't think it's my real name.
Sure.
So my full name is Katleho Lincoln. So Katleho Lincoln Komape is basically a job shipper, most well known as a job shipper, and recently started out as well as a Forex trader. So I make money in all type of different ways, even though I don't disclose all those ways because obviously can't share everything. But yeah, Lincoln is a hustler. He's a guy where if there's money there, he's fetching it. So initially people back then, especially my old school friends or whatever, they'd know me as Katleho. So I remember when I stepped out.
Which school was this?
I went to in Pretoria and Hillview High School.
Okay.
So yeah, it was kind of like a ghetto school at the time when I was there. So I think now it's getting a little bit better. But yeah. I went to sort of ghetto school and whatever. So Katleho was that guy, a nerd who I wouldn't say nobody looked at, but yeah, nobody looked at. I was just that type of person who was just there.
Sure.
Until I started stepping out and wanted to build my own brand, but I was like, you know what, Katlego was already destroyed. Let me build a new character, Lincoln. So I wanted everyone, even my friends, I'm like, guys, don't call me Cat. Now I'm Lincoln. Lincoln is a money printing machine. So,
wow.
Yeah, so
okay,
that's basically it. That's where the name Lincoln comes from.
Yeah.
And then Komape is my surname. Very proud of it. But yeah, in general, I'm just a God-fearing person. I put God first in everything that I do.
Nice.
And then secondly, I always look to print money and to aspire to many people. Yeah,
I have to say you well spoken.
Yeah,
You know, people come here, they started and you seem to know
Nah.
your business.
Yeah, I know my business.
Yeah.
I know my
So
business.
are you? Would you say you're a graduate by certificate or you're a graduate by your own success?
I'm a graduate by my own success. Actually, I was in university until I decided to drop out, and most people shocks them because I dropped out when 6 months was left of school.
What course were you doing by that time?
I was doing graphic design, so I'm
Okay.
a person who likes
Nice.
art a bit. I'm very, like I told you, different. So I like my own styles and everything. As you can see, I have tattoos and everything, the hairstyles.
I can relate
So I
to
like
that.
creativity.
Yeah.
There's been many things I was doing in the past that like involve creativity, like editing videos. I was a YouTuber before, editing pictures. So I've been a
Nice.
hustler since back then.
Yeah.
So like I was like, I believe I'm a graduate by myself because like with school, it really didn't put in that, like with school, I didn't really like the fact that like I had to follow rules in terms of like to be what I want to be.
Yeah.
So I always knew what I got and I believed in it. So with school, it limited me, you know.
Sure.
So I don't like stuff that limits me, and I don't like a person who has like a limited mindset, you see. So I always believe in the impossible, especially that I'm a very spiritual person. I believe that if it's possible, I mean, if it's impossible with men, with God, it is possible. So I left school mainly because of that reason, you see. So I shocked a lot of people, including my parents, that, you know what, guys, believe in me. I'm dropping out. I know I'm left with 6 months, but I know even if I get this paper, this degree, it'll still mean nothing to me. Just allow me to be my own personal educator, right?
Sure.
So I did that, and I feel like I graduated from it. I'm still learning though, because with me, I learn each and every, like I learn new skills basically every day, and I learn from people. I'm always humble. Like if someone comes to me, even if it's someone begging for money, but those people who ask for money, they're like, yeah, keep this car well. But you know, those kind of people. I used to be like you, whatever. I genuinely listen to those people because you should never like put yourself above anyone. So yeah, I believe like I've graduated from like my own personal success, and I feel like I'm doing well, although I am still learning every day.
Still learning.
Yeah.
When I first introduced you, I spoke about something, you know, you're popular for something that is unpopular.
That is unpopular, yeah.
Yeah, in the country, which is drop shipping.
Yeah.
And I also didn't know about this until somebody told me about it, which we'll speak about later on throughout this interview. But okay, can you please tell us about this space of drop shipping? What is it? How does what happens there? Tell us about the space of drop shipping, for like make it as simple as possible for somebody who would not, or who is just as blank as somebody, or as a brand new computer.
All right, cool. So basically, like a 5-year, I'm explaining to a grade 5 learner or something.
Yeah. Because nowadays, people have to learn from.
People have to learn. All right, so drop shipping, basically the name is difficult, but if I tell you about it right now, you realize that it's been there since you were born.
Okay.
So before I was born, before you were born, it's been there your whole life. So drop shipping is basically outsourcing. Now, what outsourcing is that you're basically the middleman between like a buyer and a seller. So what I mean by this is, for example, let's take this mic, for example. Let's say you have a friend, or you have somebody looking for this exact mic, right? So you know where you can get this, but that friend, he's looking for this. So since you are the middleman, you can connect him to this guy. So you can choose either ways of connecting him to this guy. You can either choose to make money from him, or straightly directed to him, right? So with drop shipping, what we do is that we become middlemen. We basically help both parties make money.
Okay.
So
Okay.
if I come to you and I tell you that, like, okay, I'm selling this mic for, let's give it 200 rand. Let's say the where I know I'm gonna get it for is 200 rand.
Yeah.
So I come to you. That friend is looking for this mic, right? I tell him that this mic, I sell it personally. I have it, but it costs 400, right?
Okay.
So what happens is that guy is gonna be like, okay, great. Let me give you the 400, and then I'm gonna give this guy the 200, and then this guy where I pay 200 to gives it to that guy.
Okay.
Without even telling him that, nah, this guy's a dropshipper or whatever. So what happens is that wherever dropshippers purchase from, we call them suppliers. Wherever dropshippers purchase from, whenever they deliver a product, it's non-branded, so you'll never know. So what we simply do is just that we middleman between everything. And it happens in our daily lives, whereby maybe some friend of yours, you're looking for new rims. And then your friend is like, and I know we can get them. It's 4,000 rand. Then you pay your friend 4,000. Then he's going to give it to that guy.
Would you say, like, sorry to interrupt
Yeah.
you, a company like Take a Lot?
Exactly. Take a Lot does it. A lot of these stores does it. What's that called? Woolworths does it. Edgar's does it. There's an Incredible Connection does it. All these most known brands, because why I'm saying they do it is because just like Take a Lot, or let's take Edgar's for example, whereby they sell perfumes. Is it Edgar's? I think it is, like, where they sell Chanel's, Dior, whatever.
Yeah.
So you know yourself that there is a Christian Dior shop specifically alone, right?
Yeah.
But why is Edgar selling it, right? So simply because they know that, like, you don't know, or you think maybe it's too expensive there at Savage Dior, I'd rather go to Edgar's and get it for cheap. What you don't know is that these people at Edgar's get it from the original shop, and then what they do when you purchase from them, they purchase from them, and then they basically do the opposite. It's just different with the retail stores because it's already in store. So with us dropshippers, we how you become a middleman is where you basically open like a website, right?
Sure.
Or maybe you post pictures on WhatsApp because you're selling digital things. You're selling products, but like when you sell to people, it's digital. So you post a picture of a mic.
Or the product, yes.
Yeah, of the product, but you don't really have it with you. So only when someone purchases it, will you tell the supplier, and then that person will have it, right?
Sure.
So with retail stores, it's different because they already have it in their stores. But with you, you're only telling them that you have it. You're showing them pictures digitally that you have it. It's only when they purchase from you that you send the real product in hand to that guy.
So you have your own company, you have your own website. Is that what you're telling me?
I have my own websites. I have my own company.
Website?
Yeah, websites. Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, websites.
And what motivated you to get into this
What
industry?
motivated me, basically, it's like my mom. So I grew up, I'm very close with my mom.
Sure.
Very, very, very close. So my mom always, like, from a young age, my mom doesn't know English. She dropped out of school early due to circumstances at home.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. Came to Josie, took a risk and whatever. So I've been that close with her since birth, you know. So I've seen her hustle. I've been with her hustling as in terms of like selling fruits, selling shirts, selling whatever. I've seen her go to the suppliers, buy stock, and then would go out to garages, and then like we'll sell to these truck drivers, whatever. We've sold everything with my mom, from phones to shirts to shoes to cars to everything, right? So in a legit way, right? So
wow.
When I grew up, I basically grew up with that mindset that, you know what, life is basically a hustle. So my mom was doing that, but remember, she's like old, so she was doing drop shipping. She didn't know.
Yeah.
She's basically doing drop shipping, but like
not
without
aware.
the internet, right?
Yeah.
So I came into this industry. I remember though, when I searched it up, I was like, nah, this is basically what my mom does, right? So I remember 2020 when COVID hit, you know, everything just went crashed. Yeah, so that's when like really that motivated me to start it. And it was very scary for me because even when I searched on YouTube, no one in SA at that time knew about it. Like you wouldn't find results of people doing it in SA.
Sure.
So it was very difficult for me to find out information on it. But you know what? I took a try because like a lot of bad stuff was happening within my family. Like we were a evicted, possessions, like cars and whatever during Corona, they were being taken away or whatever. We had to move, and then when we moved that was like very, 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 very hectic. Like the conditions were unlivable. You get it. So now I'm far from my school. Now it comes to a point where I have to walk like 2 hours to get to my school. I have to wake up at 3 o'clock every day. 4 o'clock I must be out. I know by 6, 7 I'll be at school.
Sure.
So stuff like that. So then I started hustling, started making my own money, found out about dropshipping then. So from then, I saw that actually dropshipping is what my mom has been doing, right? It's just that I'm doing it. I'm going to be doing it digitally.
Sure.
And I won't be stocking. I'll just pretend like I have the stock. So I remember that's the thing that motivated me, that, my mom actually started it. And she also helped me a bit because, remember, she knows suppliers now.
Yeah.
So we've been doing it since birth. So she knows suppliers. So I was like, oh, okay, Ma, please help me out. I'm doing drop shipping. I'm not going to stock first like you.
Yeah.
I'm just going to advertise that I'm selling this. So connect me with suppliers. She gave me numbers, everything. That's when I started selling, started getting sales. And then, life has never been the same. But big shout out to my mother, though.
Tell me, when you spoke about, you used to sell like everything. You remind me of leadership story.
Yeah.
When he says he used to sell Bumakwi, with the grandfather and so on. Tell me, what type of products would you say, like right now, you are currently dealing with? And in this business that you're in, what are like the pros and cons of it?
So the pros and cons. So I'm gonna tell what type of products.
Yeah, first.
All right, so there's a lot of products that you can resell. Like mainly everything. For example, if you tell me, I know with cameras, I can like very much shock you into where I can get cameras for less cheaper than you buy them.
Wow.
And laptops. In fact, me, I don't buy on retail. You never see me at the mall nowadays unless I'm buying food.
Okay.
So there are a lot of products to genuinely
you cannot help me with food.
Nah, with food I can't, but with the rest I can. In terms of like these cell-phone rings and whatever, like the same price you bought them at, I would shock you if I could like show you the amount that I purchased them at.
Okay.
Right? So in terms of selling, you can sell legit anything. I sell legit anything and everything. Just depends on what's selling the most and what is in demand.
Sure.
Right? So the pros right, of it is that firstly, you don't have to have stock on you, right? So you just have to advertise. So meaning like you need no money basically. All you have to do is just like advertise, right? And then the cons is that even though this guy's a supplier, but sometimes he might take time to deliver the product, or maybe he might want the refund. And remember, you're a middleman now, right? So you'd find out that this guy, you said you're going to give him a refund, but this guy, the supplier, doesn't give refunds. So stuff like that sometimes happens. But I believe it happens with every business. With every business, there is a risk. There's no business that only has like advantages. But with dropshipping, I believe there's more advantages than disadvantages. But the only problem with dropshipping is really, really from the suppliers, because there's nothing that can be wrong from your side, but there can be so many things wrong on the other side in terms of like the supplier. So even though you know a supplier, you don't genuinely know if indeed like he's gonna supply in time, or he's gonna send the product in a neat way.
Shut down.
Or like, is he gonna answer your question, send you a tracking number? Is he gonna be an active supplier? But in terms of the advantages, I'd say they're more because firstly, you're not using your own money. In fact, you get money and you use their money to pay for everything. Right? And then the rest is just profit. You're just sending everything and there's no hard work required. It's just smart work. Yeah.
You driving a car that is worth, I think, more than 700,000 if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
So did you also get it through drop shipping?
100%.
Okay.
I got it. I remember. That's my third car, basically.
Okay.
It's also my third car. No, that's my third car.
We'll get into cars.
Yeah, that's my third car. So the only reason I'll be honest, like the only reason I got the car, because I'm also not into that much of cars, but the only reason is that like when I was trying to learn a new skill like Forex trading, I saw that like, okay, the motion here in Forex trading is basically this, right? So I was like, you know what, let me just go purchase it. So after that, I just went on and I made a purchase at VW, then Main Lane, and then like that happened. So this car strictly, like, I would like, strictly like mainly drop shipping. All the coins, the deposits, whatever, it's
Yeah.
drop shipping. Yeah.
Tell me, how long have you been doing this?
I've been doing 7 years now.
7.
Yeah, 7 years.
So in these 7 years, I want you to give me you don't have to be accurate.
Yeah.
Just a figure, an approximate of like the highest revenue that you've gotten to make. Maybe on a specific year. You don't have like maybe 2023.
Okay.
Yeah, like what is the question is, what is the highest revenue you've made, like out of?
The highest revenue I've made was 20. Let me see. Let me think correctly, because there's 2020, whereby, oh, funny fact, like I made the most money I think ever during Corona than not Corona. So yeah, it was 2020.
Okay.
Where I heard it was November, it was Black Friday, so it was that month. I made 1.5 million or close, 1.3 to 5 million in profits only, right? And then the revenue I made like basically 2.7.
And how old are you?
That time I was 19.
And now?
Now I'm 20. I'm turning 22. I'm 21 now.
Perfect. I mean, I'm sitting with a millionaire right here, and you are probably watching this at home, be like, huh? He just told you, like, he's giving you guys an open book of what you need to do. So, I think this is like the advantage about what we do. We bring you guys information firsthand. So tell me, brother, how did you end up meeting like people like leadership, and how much influence does he have on you?
A lot of like influence that like my friends have around me. Thank God now that they are people that I can call my close friends. In terms of them, remember since I started, like I told you, like I'm a person who learns every day. Like, there's legit nothing I don't know from. Even property, I can even tell you how to sell it, stuff like that. You see?
Sure.
So with them, basically, look, what I do, I basically take myself as a student as well. I basically learn every day, right? So what happened is that paid. Actually, one of my close friends right now paid Bandy the traders.
Yeah.
So I paid Bandy the traders for his mentorship at the time, and then we linked up. And from our link up, we had the session and everything. Very good session. Actually, my Forex success right now, I give it to him 100%. I don't think I would be able to make, because now I make like thousands and thousands of rands on Forex trading alone, right? So it enables me to have like maybe Forex, I could be like, yeah, this one is money for like when I go outside on a date with my girlfriend or my friends or whatever. So shout out to Bandila Traders. I just want to say that because he completely changed my life in Forex trading. Yeah, I don't know what I would have done without like his mentorship. So I met him, right? So after meeting him, we just like clicked, right? Clicked, we had a lesson, we clicked, and then from there, we exchanged numbers. He was also shocked that like, dude, you have money. Why you like, what do you want to learn?
Why are you interested in this?
Yeah, and I actually bought the Golf 7 2 weeks after he had mentorship. Like,
wow.
He helped me trade, right? So, okay, cool. So that happened. We clicked, we exchanged numbers, and then we started linking up because, like, he wanted a website for his upcoming brand because he has, like, a brand like, upcoming. So we clicked, we exchanging knowledge, and we found out that we basically two teenagers, young adults, actually, who are looking to make money, right? So from him, I actually met everyone right now. So only from him, I've met Ash, Mabs, Bayanda, Mazwi,
all
Cyril,
the guys.
That's where basically I met them from. So we would click and connect, we would meet everything. So what inspired me mostly about the guys, when I got into this group, I was genuinely worried. I thought like, damn, like my life is about to be ruined. I want to start partying and whatever. And then it turns out I got into the circle, and then I found out, you know what, this circle,
the royal circle,
it's actually a very cool circle. Like no matter what they do, they always want to make money out of it, right? So there are times where like we always like Bandilo always does this actually. So like we'd be out having fun, and then we're having fun. Like leave your phone, leave work. We're having fun. But Bandile would be there, chatting to his assistant or complaining to his assistant that hey, how many messages have you answered today? How many what have you helped my people? Have you made sure that like my signals are correct? Blah, blah. How much did we make today? Stuff like that.
Boss moves.
Yeah, boss moves. Like stuff that you should have been. Even Ash does it all the time. Like we'll be having fun, he just steps out. So I saw that like, you know what, at least they're focused on the money. And then secondly, we have this thing in the group, in the Royal Circle group, right? And firstly, people thought like the Royal Circle is something that we formed. Keep in mind, it's nothing that we formed, right? It's nothing that we formed. We just genuinely just clicked and started hanging out together. We have the same interest, more likely, and then everything we do is just money motivated, right?
Sure.
So fun fact, when I also like saw in the group that like there's actually this thing whereby like we really have a daily target of making money, right?
Okay.
And we really have a daily target, and by the end of like the day,
What's your daily target today?
you will be even shocked. It's like 2.5, something small, nothing
Yeah.
like just guys make 2.5.
Not 2.5 million,
Nah,
just
not
2,500.
Yeah, now I'll be going they'll be like, oh, 2.5.
Yeah,
Nah,
'cause you-
something small, bro.
Yeah.
2.5. So just make sure that like you have your young 2.5. Even if you don't like show us, it's fine. But like maybe post it or whatever. But we do know that okay, the entire group should make minimum 2.5.
Yeah.
We share results on NFP. On NFP, we all traded the same way. Last week we all blew money, but except Ash, I think he went the other way.
Blue money, like what is blowing money for you guys? Let's talk about it.
Blowing money is basically like
When you guys say you've blown, a bag,
Yeah.
how much are we talking about?
like not like recently. I'd say last year compared to now. Last year I used to fund heavy, especially with.
I mean,
like,
this
fund-
year has already started. I mean, it has just started. We can.
Nah. This year I haven't gone heavy. I'm
Yeah.
only close to 15K.
Last year.
Last year like 15K. I would spend it on fundamentals only. I remember I'd fund like 10K every single month.
Sure.
So yeah, every for fundamentals alone. So yeah,
So what you're telling me here is you're not only into drop shipping, you also into Forex.
I'm also into Forex. Yeah.
I've always gotten to ask everybody who has, sat on this table, as long as you're in that department, from coach to leadership, Ninja, Ape, all of these guys.
Yeah.
I would always ask them, like, in your own words, please define what Forex is. And I would like you to do the same right now.
Okay.
In your own words. It doesn't have to be like the dictionary, meaning of it, but in your own words, what would you say Forex is, or when you look at it? Obviously, because when I look at things, you deal with a lot of buying and selling, right? So I think having that experience of drop shipping, it kind of like enhances your skills when it comes to Forex. So what would define it for me?
All right. So Forex trading basically, it's I would say it's like a businessman type of business, right?
Yeah.
So you're basically in there to buy and sell. So you should take it as if like you have assets or you have like money or let's say currencies, right?
Okay.
And you're basically looking to trade against or trade with. So meaning buying and selling, right?
Sure.
So but this buying and selling now is against other economies, like other economies and basically other countries in general, right? So if you know that you have like shares, so if you know that you have money, right, and then the country USA is basically building more businesses and whatever. Let's say USA wasn't developed. Let's say USA was developing. So if you had money and like you put your money into the US country, basically you're buying shares there. You're only buying in hopes of that like the basically the companies in US make more money. So when you purchase shares and the company makes money, that's where you also make money, right? So even after purchasing, right? If maybe the economy loses its value or stuff starts happening, a war goes around,
Yeah.
those same shares you can still make money from them by actually selling them.
Okay.
So forex trading is basically in the name itself. You're just trading. It's just that you have to have like your own stock, your shares, or your own capital, as you
Yeah.
say, and basically trade with or against. So buy or sell. Exactly.
Someone might say, okay, look, I'm interested. I wanna, be part of, the world of forex trading. But how do I avoid getting scammed?
Yeah, how you avoid getting scammed is do not look for anything. If it's too good to be true, then it's not true. Nah. So with forex trading, I was actually on a call with this other client right now. I was with Mazi. So basically, she was like, I'm getting kicked out of my apartment. I don't have anywhere to stay. I need money right now. So I saw she was getting scammed though. So she thought like I'm that person because like that person, that
Fake
link in
account?
Komape, that fake Komape said like put in 5,000, you gotta get 15,000, right? So she was like, okay, at least I can pay my rent and then also live. Ne? So she came to me, she was like, I'm about to deposit. So when am I gonna get the 15,000 after I deposit? I'm like, no, I don't do that. So I told her that I only teach you how to do these things. I don't basically trade for you, right? It's better if I teach you how to fish than give you the fish, right? So that woman, after I told her that, she was very disappointed. So firstly, how to avoid it? If it's too good to be true, then it's probably not true, right?
Yeah.
So they are fake accounts, and I understand that many people are not really familiar with social media. So if a person with 2 followers is acting like Lincoln Komape, just because you see the assets and everything, you just like believe. You won't go to the means of like searching deeper that you know what, how can this guy have this money and have 2 followers, So that's why now we have verification ticks, but
Sure.
some people still do not understand. So first way of avoiding being scammed is checking actually for verification ticks, and mostly, not saying that the ones with higher followers also don't scam, but mostly you should check like
The following.
the following as well. So if
Yeah.
you see me and you see like more than 100K followers, then you should believe it.
And I
But
think also the people that follow you should also.
even the people that follow me, you should check the people that follow me. And then last but not least, it doesn't matter what they do or even if they fake, but as long as like when it comes to payment, as long as you make sure via call, whatever, like be
Video
a video
call.
call or call in general, then you shouldn't be scammed. So to avoid being scammed, really, I would say there's one thing. Just check on how you pay. So nobody would have a problem. Like nobody has a problem. Even like our admin ladies, they wouldn't have a problem. They'll tell us that, hey, someone wants to confirm it's you. Please shoot a video or maybe be on a video. I'm gonna do a group video call
Yeah.
where it's just me, the assistant, and also the guy, and then he will confirm. So
I get
mostly
you.
it's when you pay. If you're gonna pay, ask for a video call. That certainly helps.
There's a perception, or should I say, the way forex traders are perceived by society or the public. You guys are mostly associated with the luxury life. The cars, the houses, and so on, partying or whatever it is. Why is it that mainly with forex traders you got that lifestyle going on? Why do you think it is so important for you guys to develop that type of culture?
Yeah. So firstly, it depends on what kind of person you are, right? So with us, I wouldn't say we are really pushing to impress anyone.
Yeah.
In terms of the real circle is just mainly built on motivating and sharing knowledge, right?
Sure.
That's why with RCG Markets, thanks to RCG Markets, we have free seminars, even, whereby we go country to country or town to town and basically just teach the skill of forex, right? So with us, really, that lifestyle, someone else from the outside would see it as if like we're trying to show them, when really that's just how we live with cameras on, right? So with cameras on, we just want to share memory. We're not bad for being like regular people. We also want to post, right? It's just that obviously our posting would post with like cars and like expensive clubs and whatever. So we're not really trying to promote anything. But if anything, to show these people that it's really possible. I believe that we're doing that to also motivate. So it wouldn't also make sense that like I'm showing you that I'm making all this money and then I'm always in the house, like I'm not enjoying my money.
Sure, sure.
Not necessarily saying I should waste my money, but
Sure.
dude, you just showed us you made 100,000 rand.
Yeah.
You wanna tell me, nah, me, I don't go out, whatever.
Yeah.
Even if it means a young solo date or a picnic with your woman or something. So yeah, also it's also because of that, but mainly it's just us living our random lifestyle.
Sure.
With just cameras on.
Speaking of a picnic with your with your woman,
Yeah.
you know, because you guys live this fancy life, most ladies are attracted to that.
A lot, yeah.
Yeah, so they want to be part of that. They want to mingle around with you guys. So as a youngin who's like 22 years old, having money, driving a fancy car. You said how many cars you got? 3?
Yeah, I have 3 cars, yeah.
Okay. So obviously they see these things. How do you manage the traffic?
So how do I manage the traffic? Damn. So it's way easier when you're dating and it's way more difficult when you like single, right? That's why like most of us you'd see that like we get into relationships simply because like it gets too hard when like all these women are throwing themselves at you now and now it's like damn. And as a person like you do need company, but like too much of women will lead you astray. Like it has let down many kings. So,
many men,
right?
Yeah.
So it does get challenging at times. So I wouldn't say that we date to like keep off the woman, but I would say it's much actually easier. we prefer like being wholesome, right? So the traffic we do get it each and every single day. Like there's DMs.
hour.
Like 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 there's a lot. But then what these women don't know is that it's actually like we don't really get interested by those type of women who throw themselves at us. We actually prefer fighting. Like we rather get rejected and be like, vele, let me try again.
Sure.
Yeah, so we like those type of women. So these ones who just like throw themselves at us 9 times out of 10, like I swear, like they do not succeed. Like, we are not those type of people, especially within the royal circle.
Sure.
Yeah.
One of the most important questions that I want to ask you, I think this will be like one last important question. And because you guys, like you said, cameras on, most of the stuff that you do is always, it has to involve the internet, your cell phones. So how would you say cell phones, the internet, has kind of like changed the world and the way we look at things?
Yeah, like in like a very, very that question is very important because a lot of people think there's only one way of like making money, right? So what they don't know there's like various ways of making money. So as long as you have a device, then you're actually good to go. I was watching this other video yesterday. I even posted it. Maybe you saw of Mo. Basically, he was in a seminar and he took his phone and he was like, guys, none of you guys would know me if it wasn't for this specific phone. This here is not a phone. It's a money-making machine, right? So those are his words. So shout out to young Mo, brother. But yeah, so people are really, really, really like limiting themselves in terms of knowledge. So just because you hear me doing like drop shipping, don't think that is the only thing that's like available. It's just that drop shipping allowed me to do many stuff like Forex. I have my own businesses as well. As you can see, I came with a drip. I'm sure you didn't know, like I have my own ambulance company. So I have my own ambulance company.
Wow, that's nice.
Yeah, I have like 3 cars in it in the business itself. So yeah, it allows you to just do everything. So in terms of making money, there's Google and there's like many search tools that can help you find out these ways. So you can be a YouTuber, you can be a Forex trader, you can be a drop shipper, you can be all of these things. It literally takes Google to just like Google how to make money. So it can be hard, understandably. I remember with drop shipping, it was actually the second thing on the list after Forex trading when I searched ways to make money, right? So it's the second thing. So I know most people get scared because of knowledge. So they do not know. So because they know Forex trading and they've seen people like maps to Saho succeeding in Forex trading, they'd be like, okay, so this is the only way of making money, and I've seen it. Maps to Saho has done it, right? So with me, it was kind of like a risk. I was like, you know what, let me just do this dropshipping thing. If Google was able to show me that you can make money from it, then surely I can make money from it. So people are just scared of like taking the right steps. So that's why I don't recommend that people like follow other people's steps.
Yeah.
We all like individually have our own steps. I mean, just look at me. I really thought I was gonna be like a big forex trader, but turns out like I was, but only through the help of drop shipping, so that I can pay for mentorships and stuff like that.
Sure.
You know, so I believe like people should really like anything can make money, from selling wigs, from selling anything, from like as long as you just Google ways to make money. There are people already. Some people are even silent about dropshipping. I think maybe there's
There
someone
is
else there
more.
who's
Yeah.
even richer than me, but he's
Sure.
just silent about
So
it.
you're rich. Okay.
Yeah. Right. So there's someone like who's like way richer than me. So who's maybe more humble, even, who doesn't want to be known by the world, but he just took the step. So I think the right step here is just to Google in ways to like make money through your device and just believing it. Although it is gonna be hard, it's always hard though.
Yeah.
That's what I found
Sure.
out. It's always hard when you start, but once you get the grip of it and you start having passion for it, then everything will turn out okay.
Look, man, I think I've gotten to learn so much from you.
Yeah.
Just by sitting, I think you're younger than me.
Yeah.
But I think the same thing that I told many people that have came here who are young and they actually busy. Those are the type of people that I always want to talk to. You know, people who are not, there's a lot happening in this world
Yeah.
to distract young people. But the fact that you guys are actually doing something out of your lives, it's amazing. I'm always touched by people like you. You, like you mentioned now, ambulance company.
Yeah.
You're doing so many things, and yet you're so young.
Yeah.
So I feel like maybe this interview, it crosses by some kid who's sitting by Makulare, wherever it is, just listen to this guy. Maybe somehow, somewhere he can motivate you. You don't have to always be motivated by Cristiano Ronaldo. It takes people from, here. You know what I mean? So otherwise, man, I'm proud of your success and the stuff that you're doing. And I wish God can keep on increasing you. And I know there's probably like maybe somebody even younger than you say, I want to start early. Or maybe even some people who are older than you, they'll be like, hey, I think that kid has got something going on. What advice would you give somebody who be like, I look up to this guy from today? What advice would you give to this person?
Okay, so I basically like I even prepared for this question, funny enough. So I thought about it long enough because I knew you were gonna ask this. So the advice I'll give to someone out there, maybe a teenager who's like looking for ways to make it, I would really say behind the hustle, behind the working hard, behind the grinding, everything, one thing that I saw that's also like similar, not similar, it's running into like all millionaires have it, basically go through it and they are it, right? So this thing is called like having a high power, like depending on a high power. So I would say most of my success comes from God. So if you're that kid right now, I would say, yes, you are going to work hard and whatever. But 9 times out of 10, it's not really you doing all the hard work and everything. It's the guy upstairs, so it's God. So I remember most of my times through all the trials and me trying out and everything, one thing I'd always look forward to is praying. Before doing anything, I'd pray, I'd read my Bible, maybe one verse, and then I'll stick to it, I'll believe, and then I'll go out about with my day. So really, there's really like a higher power behind all the success and everything. So that's why you should make sure that you take care of it and you show it appreciation, glory, and you love it. But what helped me most, it's really, really God. I can't thank like really nobody else besides him. But yeah, it's God. So if you're that person, even through the midst of like trying hard and everything, because it does get difficult and it is gonna get difficult. So just make sure that you stick closer to God and everything will be okay. It will work out.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. The nice. I'm getting emotional, but
Yeah.
the nice thing about what you just said is that the higher power, the higher power.
Yeah.
I would say I relate because that's what, for this podcast to be here, it's because of that.
higher power, yeah.
Yeah, and God, simple as that.
God, yeah.
And one other nice thing, or should I say, I'm blessed through this. Like most of the guests that and it's not like I know, but most of the guests that I call here, whether young or old, they speak of that.
Yeah.
God.
Yeah, it's
and
God, yeah.
it makes me so happy. Like every time when I see people speak about God. So man, thank you so much for blessing us. I don't know what else I can say, but yeah, take care of yourself in this crazy world.
Yeah.
And yeah, keep doing you, man.
Yeah,
And
thanks for having me though, bro. Like I can't imagine in the next 10 years if it's looking like this already. Like I can't wait to be like, damn, I was once on that podcast.
No,
I
you
can't
have
wait
to come back.
Yeah.
After that, not even 10 years. Give me another 6 months or a year,
Yeah,
you'll be
bro.
coming back.
Yeah, but
but
shout out.
otherwise, no, thank you so much.
Shout out to you, man. Thanks for having me, brother.
I will. Oh, before I said I would ask you. I saw your tattoo, and I think also a couple of your stickers, so that people don't get it wrong.
Okay. Yeah, my tattoos, yo.
No, not all of them.
Now we can discuss all of them.
No, the triple is triple nine. Yeah,
so
because
I get so much like lash at that in terms of my parents. Like I even before I did the 999, I actually thought about it. I had a lot of fights with family, whatever, but now they understand, right?
Okay.
Because they can see it. So they thought I was gonna go straight. So simply because like 999 upside down, whether they were no matter how you put it, if you look at it from a different way, it's automatically like a 6, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So
that's why I'm asking.
That's what freaks most people out, right? But shout out to the people who come to me and ask me because they don't just judge, right? So 999 actually has a very special meaning. So like I told you, I'm a very spiritual person, right? So in the very also interesting fact, I'm always done reading the Bible. I'll show you maybe after the interview.
Wow.
So yeah, since 2021 I've been reading. So in Revelations, right? There's gonna be something, but long story short, the people that believe in God and whatever, they're gonna go to the heavens. God is gonna come fetch us all and then give us a last chance. Some are gonna say no. Then the ones who are gonna stay here, this is basically gonna be like the new hell, right? So this new hell, everything is gonna work with like everyone is gonna be is gonna have like a 666 on their forehead, right? So 666 represents bad, evil, negative, and whatever, right?
Yes.
So with the 999, what I was trying to put, because the devil puts so much disrespect on Christianity these days in terms of like putting our cross upside down, stuff like that. I'm sure you know, in terms of like our artists and everything disrespecting God.
Sure.
So I decided to disrespect the devil in a way that like, I'm defending my God. And also it has so much meaning to me because simply 666 represents bad. So 999 actually represents turning anything negative or your bad situations into something good. So basically turning lemons into lemonade, right?
Yeah.
So it basically takes whatever hell you're going through and looking at it from like a positive manner. So flipping that 6 into a 9. So if you're going through hell, just turn it around and make sure that you're always staying positive.
Yeah.
So that's actually the meaning of like 999. That always be positive, no matter the things that you're going through. So also the way it's facing me, I see that because even the tattoo artist was like, how do you want it? Do you want people to see 9? I'm like, you know what?
How is it facing you? As a 6 or a 9?
It's facing me as a 6. So mainly because it has a meaning also. So that like, no matter what I'm going through, I should always make sure that whatever I'm putting out is always a 9. So it's always positive. So no matter what I'm going through, whether it be bad or good, if it's bad, I should always make sure that I should produce positive energy from it.
Sure.
So if I'm going through a rough day, I should always look for something positive that has happened. Like, okay, at least I have a car, at least like I'm making money, at least whatever. So I always look at things from a positive side of view, even though it gets like really difficult, but I still do.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay, guys, You had the explanation.
Yeah, that's basically what 999
He's
is.
not the devil, It's just he explained. And
Yeah, it's not
ladies,
the
when you
devil.
meet him, you're sleeping there and you see a 666, don't be scared. It's just a dime.
It's a diet, yeah.
I thought maybe it's your ambulance number. Well,
Nah.
Fetu, thank you so much for watching this episode. Love you. Make sure you like, subscribe. And this episode is sponsored by Premier Health. So let me give you guys the details because I always forget this and I should have done this in the beginning of the episode. But yeah, for those of you guys who have run into accidents, for those of you guys who have actually need help when it comes to rough, you can call this guy. His name is Mahlatsi. You can get him on 084 269 6413. 084 269 6413. For those of you guys who want to claim RAF, you're having problems with RAF, this is the guy who can help you. Email address mahlatz@premierhealth.co.za. He will be able to help you. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, leave a comment, tell us what you think about this episode. We love you. Thank you.